You're listening to the ReachCast show, your weekly stop for the latest and greatest in the PlanetSide 2 universe and its community.
Welcome, everybody. This is What Happens When We Do This Live. This is February 17th, and you're listening to episode 73, the big 7-3, even though it doesn't matter whatsoever, of the ReachCast show. Proud members of AGN and Podcast Networks. I'm your host, Torkz. With me tonight is the Noxx, you've already heard.
Yeah, what's up?
Mr. Deringer.
We call him Mr. Noxx.
We have special infiltrator guru, Mustarde.
Yeah, get it right. Mustarde.
Gotta roll that tongue, boy.
My good God.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going good. I know that Mark's been waiting all day to use that, so it's good.
I've been saying it all weekend. I say it in game when I see him on Matherson too. When I'm running around with backs,
This is true.
I'm running around with backs all the time, and they're like, "Shit, Mustarde's here," and I'm like, "No, it's Mustarde,"
Oh, Jesus.
and they all die.
They all die. Sniper rifles through
Mustarde's
your brain.
a beast.
All right. This week you're brought to you by your guys' Amazon buys. FY, if you use our Amazon link, we figured this is the cheapest way for you guys to support the show. Though it doesn't cost you anything. You use Amazon via our link, and they give us like anywhere from 3 to 6% of the buy, and it helps basically for you guys to freely support the show without doing anything other than just clicking the link when you buy crap on Amazon.
But if you're like a daily Amazon buyer like Torkz is, they'll cut you off.
Yeah, they cut me off pretty quick when I use the show link.
What you need
How
to
you
do
buy
is
stuff on
what
Amazon.
I did. You go to your mother's house, and you change her Amazon link to our show link.
Yeah, I do that too. When I show my parents, I did the same thing. Like, hey, Mom, this is your new Amazon link, so check this out.
You just put a bookmark at the top of their browser, which points to our show link. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Wham, bam, thank
All
you,
right.
ma'am.
Until you find out your mom's buying dildos.
Oh.
No, only I find out that out. You guys don't find that out.
Oh.
Wow, that came out of nowhere.
That went down, escalated very quickly, like very, very quickly. All right. That being said, player interrogation.
Listen, you are going to tell us everything we want to know.
Okay.
Now you are involved in the ReachCast interrogations.
All right, Mustarde, you've heard the show plenty of times. You know what this is all about. Let's hear about Mustarde's background, what he's all about in PlanetSide 2, and then your special talents. Let's hear about, do you skydive? Do you like underwater? Are you an underwater welder? Let's understand.
Yeah, we're jumping to the good part. I'll tell you about the boring stuff. So I play on the Terran Republic on Matherson. Black Widow Company is the outfit I've been with for the last 8 months or so. And I'm pretty much known for mostly being a infiltrator. That's the class I play the most of. And I started really kind of focusing on that ever since I started playing the game. And then probably around 6 months ago or so, I started making videos about, the things I was doing in game. And I think I really started to get a lot of people to pay attention to what I was putting out there and learn about the different kind of techniques for playing the class. So I think I started to, really become known for, just infiltrator tactics, videos. I have a blog, I tweet, I do all that stuff now. As far as interesting things about me, pretty boring person outside of PlanetSide, but I did recently adopt a new cat, so I'm joining the ReachCat Club.
Yeah, well,
Very nice.
Yeah, last weekend we adopted a new cat, so that was pretty cool, little kitten.
Nice. What kind of cat?
And I don't know, it's a rescue cat, so it's black with
it's a mutt.
white spots all over it. Yeah, it's kind of a mutt, but
It's like a Dalmatian cat.
yeah, I noticed. So if you look at other good infiltrator streamers like Torkz or It's Murder, they all have cats, And I think is a secret to their success. So I've decided I needed to get a cat as well.
Because the cat is a natural stalker of the night. You have
That's
to
right.
observe your cat and mimic his ways.
Just picturing you wearing like a bear costume and you have like cats on either shoulder, like just nestling in you. It's like the ultimate infiltrator.
And then something about me that's, I don't know, it's kind of not that exciting compared to some of the other guests you've had, but on the weekends I like to go road biking. I have a giant OCR bike. And so I guess technically you could say that I wear spandex in real life.
Oh man, but you're TR.
Yeah, the infiltrators have spandex. They all do.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's a very good point.
But
So,
only on the weekends.
can we go back to the cat for a second?
Yeah,
Did you name it like Rams 50 millimeter or something?
yeah, I thought about it, but my wife would.
What?
My wife would not go for that. So, cat's name is Finn.
All right. I'm, a
I'm
little
glad I was
disappointed.
single when I
Can you
named my cat.
Can you explain the origination of that name, Finn?
From Adventure Time?
Just pretty much random.
Or-
it's sounded good.
So she didn't have like an ex-boyfriend named Finn, or
No.
like.
She better not have.
that you know of. Now he's going to go back and like, hold on a second.
I thought I remember this guy from college named Finn. What's this about? All right.
Wow.
Well, congratulations on the
That went
cat.
downhill.
Yeah, that's you can imagine that's kind of how it goes to the show a lot. So welcome. You know, good. I'm glad about the cat. You seem like a very loving soul to take in a clawed beast. That's good. So, what are your? We have a quick question before we go on to the patch notes. What are your thoughts on the roadmap and any one item that's coming up here soon that you're interested in?
Gosh, well, I mean, up until last week, it was all about the Infiltrator update. We've been waiting for that for like 8 months or something. So now that that's out of the way, everything else I really don't care about that much. But implants look interesting, and I agree with a lot of people that we need new maps. So Amrish and Hassan, I'm very excited about, so that we can have some new places to fight.
Alrighty, I think that's legit. You already got your main content though, right? Infiltrator update. So you're all excited.
The last couple of days have been just a whole new game.
We're going to get to it, but I can't wait to talk about the motion spotter. All right.
Yeah.
Patch updates time.
I'm going to get these mosquitoes in the air and rain down some hellfires on those fools. Oh no! What the f***? I should have listened to the ReachCast patch notes.
I'm ready to fail at reading these. Okay. So, February 13th.
Starting well. Keep going.
2014, 6 a.m. No. The big patch of the Infiltrator stuff came out, and as well as that, but along with that, we had the lost bonus membership certs got restored. So if you weren't getting those or didn't get those, you got them now. And then some people, like myself, logged in to finish their WDS points and noticed they got reset. Those had been restored, and they put everyone up to 1 point from max. So
No, it was 1 point away
Now,
from
from
wherever they were.
From the next either 200, 800, or
oh
2000.
yeah, okay, sorry. So that was pretty nice of them.
Yeah, so you get your 3 hour boosts. Or 3
camo.
1 hour boosts. Or the
Or
camo.
you're like, yeah, I got like 10 camos for 2,000.
So did I.
I got a 10 stack of PDWs and gold commissioners. So I handed those out. It was great.
So Infiltrator, though, that's the big news. There's a new tool, the Motion Spotter, and it's basically something that sits on the ground and spots nearby enemies moving on the minimap. I haven't used it, but you guys have it. Sounded
Oh,
like.
it's amazing. Let's hear Mustarde break
Yeah.
this down.
Well, so the motion spotter is stationary. It's fixed on the ground just like a spawn beacon. It gives you real-time information as opposed to the periodic pinging that the recon dart used to give. And in addition to telling you where someone is, it tells you which direction they're looking in. So it gives you more information than the darts ever did. And I was using this, and I mean, you can just sit back and wait for someone to turn around and then jump them. So it's even better than knowing where they are. You know where they're looking, so you know when they're not facing you. You know which doorway they're looking at, so you can figure out which doorway to enter the building from or not to enter. And it lasts for, like, when you max it out, it lasts for 240 seconds.
Even the starter lasts 120 seconds, which is crazy long.
2 minutes is pretty long to have anything.
That sounds pretty ridiculously good.
So, I mean, I wouldn't use it all the time. Like, if I'm attacking a base or kind of, moving around a lot, I think the recon dart is still more useful because you can only have one motion spotter up at a time. But if you're defending a base, or if you're sitting in a fixed location sniping, or if you've just kept a point and you need to hold it, this thing is hands down better than the recon dart. So I've been using it on most of my builds except for my SMG build.
One note, though, it can be destroyed.
Yeah, can be destroyed.
It's tough to see, though, honestly.
It's really little. Like, you don't even notice it's there until you kind of have to look for it.
Yeah, the best way to destroy it is to throw an EMP grenade at it.
Does it? Yeah, that's a change we'll be talking about in a second.
Yeah, I'm already skipping ahead, but...
Oh, it's okay. I do have a question, though. Does it, like, show the ping on the minimap to the enemies, too? Similar to the recon dart?
It doesn't, but if you get close enough to it, you can actually see a little icon on the minimap showing you that there's an enemy motion spotter there.
Okay, cool. So moving on then, we have now the Stalker Cloak, which, as anyone who's used it knows, that you do not drain energy if you're standing still, but as soon as you move around, it starts draining your energy, and you just can't use your primary weapon. One thing I noticed, because I did play around with this, is that it drains when you're going up and down elevators, which I thought was kind of silly.
I agree. I thought that was silly, too.
What are your thoughts on this Mustarde?
Oh, well, Stalker Cloak is the one thing in this patch that actually changes how you play Infiltrator. You get rid of your primary, but if you don't move, then you're cloaked forever. And you can do some insane things on the live server with this. I hopped up into a tree above Xenotech Labs over the weekend, and I would just sit there waiting for people to go to the vehicle terminal. I'd shoot them with my little crossbow in the head twice, and they'd die, and they could never find me. I just recloak, hold still, no one will see you on the minimap, and I did that until I ran out of darts or arrows, and then I just redeployed. You can camp a point, so if you lose a base and you just stay there with your Stalker Cloak in the corner in a bush or something and wait, the Zerg goes away, and then you go back to the point and back cap them, and you can do that with claymores or a bunch of other people, and it's so frustrating for the enemy. And if you're still and the cloak is fully charged, you enter that deep state of cloak where they can't see you. People will look right at you and just keep walking. They cannot see you at all. It's hilarious.
Oh, geez. Have you stood out in the middle of the open just seeing if anyone notices you?
If you're standing, you're more visible, but if you're crouched and your cloak is fully charged, then you're still visible, but it's so hard to see that people will look right at you and walk right by.
Nice.
So try it out sometime. It's hilarious.
That's what I was doing. I was getting the right spot and then just waiting for people to run by you. Because no doubt they run by you, and then a lot of people stop and look at their map, and that's when you put a couple shots in the back of their head.
Oh my goodness. That sounds pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I had people standing right next to me. I just kind of decloak and stab them a few times, and they die and cloak back up, and it's hilarious.
I jumped up on a biolab as TR were attacking the biolab. I was on the air pad, just with my cloak on, standing in the middle of the air pad with people just running right by me.
Oh God, that's awesome.
And then I'd wait, I'd uncloak, take a few shots, kill a medic, cloak back up, move a little bit further from where I was, and just wait again. Wait for the next medic to come up and just hunt medics all day.
Oh my God, that sounds like
that's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. I have a feeling it might get nerfed though, because it feels really powerful right now.
It does, but you're not doing a lot of killing when you compare it to people who are using the primary weapons, the SMGs and the sniper rifles.
True.
It's
just
it's
more
a different
annoying.
it's a different type of powerful, and I think it's exactly what the infiltrators should be focusing on instead of just getting a kill count. So hopefully, I think they expand on that idea. I hope they don't nerf it. Really, I want them to kind of move infiltrators away from the front lines and into enemy bases, doing more infiltrating things.
Well, how many inches of tears do you think have?
Inches of tears.
I'm drinking them right now.
Because
I measure them in
really,
gallons.
that's how you can measure how quickly something's going to get nerfed, right?
Mustarde's got a 5-gallon jug next to him.
Just filled.
It's full of tears. Anytime I get thirsty.
It's like a Poland
Drink those
Spring
tears.
thing,
Oh. Ugh. Ugh.
All right. Well, moving on. There's also the
One
adrenaline
question, though,
pump.
Mustarde. What gun are you using primarily with the Stalker Cloak? I'm just curious.
Well, since it just came out, I've been using the crossbow. I like how it gives you a bit more of that medium range, and you're still suppressed.
It's quiet.
It's so quiet.
I don't like the reload time, personally.
I don't either. And you can hit someone, and the delay between that second shot is enough for most good players to dodge your next one. So
Right.
I think if you want to get like pure killing, the revolvers are better. But the crossbow, it definitely has its upsides. So
Is it quieter than a suppressed gun?
it's about
Yeah.
as quiet,
Yeah.
but it's the same effect as like an NS weapon. You can't tell which faction is shooting, so you just hear a little ping. You have no idea who shot, the crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, I've been using the Commissioner over the crossbow.
Yeah, I think it's probably better for killing, but crossbow is just a different type of awesome.
I have a new secondary weapon for every loadout I have, and that's the crossbow with the sensor darts. That's just me. And I feel kind of bad for infiltrators because that's... But we'll get to it. Let's keep going.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
All right. Yep. Adrenaline pump. Said already. It's pretty sweet.
I got to say one thing about Adrenaline Pump. I feel like this was a missed opportunity because it's basically a copy paste from the Light Assault abilities, and I just think it was lazy. Like, quite frankly, I don't know if anyone was really asking for it, and I think they just ran out of ideas for suit slots and said, well, they have less life, so let's give them a speed suit, and they just copy pasted it, and I don't see it being that useful. So it's only 10% speed. I think it was a waste, and I think they just didn't have a good idea for what else to do. I would have rather seen a suit that does something for stealth, keeping you off the radar. But, so I just want to voice a little bit of a criticism on that.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand the adrenaline pump for infiltrators either, considering how small of a speed increase it is. And really,
Is it
honestly,
smaller than the LA one?
no, it's the
No,
same.
it's the same. It's 10%.
It's the
I
same.
don't know. I use adrenaline pump on my LA. I love it.
So the point of infiltrator is to be quiet, stealthy, everything else. Not to run faster doesn't seem like it's much of a really to. I don't know. It just doesn't feel natural to me for an infiltrator. But maybe I'm totally way off base.
I just assumed it was to use it in tandem with the Stalker Cloak to help you to get from point to point before that thing runs out.
You can do that, but you could also just stop in the middle of what you're doing, crouch, and hide until your cloak recharges.
Yeah, but I think most people feel like they don't want to, even if they have the Stalker Cloak, they don't want to stand in the middle of the open. They want to hit that next point where they feel secure and safe.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I just think, if anything, a speed boost should be a default attribute of the class because we have 100 less shield.
Yeah, less life, faster, or some sort of other ability makes sense.
All right, well, let's move along then, because next up are new armor choices, including gold and Lumifiber armor. I'm sure, Mustarde, you went and bought Lumifiber the second it dropped, so you can be glowing red all the time.
I did. I actually did.
I knew. I mean,
Yes.
I was excited to get something different besides the composite armor I've had for the last however long. But the downside is that it's the exact same armor as the composite armor. They just put little glowy trim around it. So
yeah.
maybe we'll talk about that later too. But
Perhaps.
Yeah.
All right.
it's nice to have some cosmetics.
All right, let's go into some of the new weapons that they released. We'll start off with the MKV Suppressed. So the new MKV, it's got an integrated suppressor, prevents the user from showing up the minimap when firing. It does feature superior bullet velocity and long-range stopping power compared to the SMGs using optional aftermarket suppressors. I played around with it. I wasn't too impressed, but maybe that's just me. Anybody else have a chance to play with it?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's generally a little bit of a step up from the NS SMG, but
I still like the PDW.
So I used it a bit, and by a bit I mean I think I've got like 600 kills with it now. It's
a bit.
Well, there's a couple people who are making, who have way more than that. There's a few people who have it Araxiumed already.
Oh, jeez.
Not surprisingly, but this thing is actually really good at, medium ranges for a suppressed weapon. I'm always using a suppressed armistice, and the comparison to this weapon, you can hip fire it from 30 meters accurately, and it's suppressed. So I was really impressed with that kind of niche where it's a longer range but suppressed SMG.
Yeah, it's one thing you don't really see in the stats when you try and do a comparison between it and the PDWs, and you're not really seeing the cone of fire and how tight it is. And I've heard people comment consistently that the suppressed weapon is a very tight cone of fire in comparison to other weapons. Same with NS-15M.
Yeah. Well, and we don't have actual suppressed or like suppressor data for the other SMGs where you can just look at a chart and compare it, because it's all kind of data that is buried in a spreadsheet somewhere for what exactly happens when you put a suppressor on the other weapons. So it's a little harder to compare.
Yeah. I think it's a good weapon. I think it serves a new purpose, and I think that a lot of the NS weapons are more accurate versus a lot of the faction weapons. Stand aside from VS to a certain extent, but I think that's maybe one of the intentions for a lot of the NS weapons, unless I'm totally off base. At least it seems that way.
Right. I'm just glad I didn't know what they would put for a fourth SMG. And they did a good job with this one, I think.
Yeah. All
right, let's move on to the new hotness for real then. The Hunter QCX, this would be the new crossbow. For a limited time, you can get some of these in special Valentine's flavors, so get ready to spend your 1,400 station cash before those disappear. But with the crossbows, they're 4 rounds each, and they're single shot. 4-round clips, single shot. You got to reload between each one. But the extra portion on the crossbow is that you've got 2 new bolt types that you can get, or 2 ammo types. First off is the explosive bolt, which replaces the default bolt. It has an explosive tip on it. Does light damage to max units and other enemy armor. And you also get a recon bolt. This is a low damage variant, which includes a sensor device. Obviously, the sensor detects enemy movement within a limited range. I can say that each of these are 100 certs to unlock both of those additional bolts. I know, Torkz, you were saying that you played around with the recon bolt a bit already, correct?
It's the secondary loadout for every single loadout I have for pretty much every character I have now. It basically gives you a short-term infiltrator recon dart. Like, what is there to lose? Like, I very rarely use my secondary weapon otherwise in most of my loadouts, so why would you not load this out as just an additional function for most of your classes? It seems crazy you wouldn't. So yeah, that's the reason I have it on most of my classes as a secondary weapon now.
And the biggest complaint, and the chat room's bringing it up already, they're mad that other classes can use recon darts now.
Yeah, for good reason. Absolutely. I'd be pissed if I was an infiltrator primary. I play medic and heavy primary, but it just seems so you should give like res grenades to other classes. Like,
maybe a res bolt. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
Or a repair bolt. Or something.
Yeah, something like
shoot the dead body with the crossbow and raise them from the dead.
And the worst, there's pros and cons to this. It definitely does a lesser lifespan than the recon darts and lesser radius, but you have so much more ammo side for it. So if you have any engineers around, you can basically spam darts consistently, even if you don't have an infiltrator around. So it's It's
Can you put more than like 3 up? Because can't you only put 3 recon darts up?
oh, you can put. I don't know how many of these things you can get in use. I know I've gotten at least 8 or 9 going, just spamming them. But
You
yeah,
get the bonus points?
yes.
Oh man,
So
sounds a bit OP.
Yeah,
to
you know,
me.
it's more just that you know, in a game that focuses on team play with all these different classes, this kind of, I feel like, it undermines what the Infiltrator really provides for their faction, which is radar coverage. That's like the most important thing we really do. I mean, killing other units every class can do. Hacking stuff is only mildly useful right now because of, you know, how fights typically drag out. So, you know, radar coverage is really the biggest team play thing you can provide, and now everyone can. So, what's the point?
yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Kind of, as much as I'm enjoying it, I kind of wish they'd take that out. Yes, mass BTS. I love my my scat cannons as well. Yes.
You bitch about me whoring my max.
Dude, I hoard max all weekend. It was great. So let's go on to the cloak improvements.
But do we want to talk any about the explosive bolts? I know somebody in the chat room asked how many explosive bolts it takes to take down a max unit. Probably as many knifings it takes.
I don't know. I haven't tried.
It takes about 12 on a max without any flak armor.
On a max? How much on a tank?
From behind, I think we counted 16 or 17.
Oh, jeez. That's...
So I think the explosive bolt's not very useful. They nerfed it from what it initially was, and now it's kind of useless.
It seems like it would be pretty much impossible to kill a tank with. Then
yeah.
16.
Yeah, it's not worth it. And not to drag it out too much, but the actual weapon itself is interesting. I think it really is built for the Stalker Cloak, though, because, you know, with it, you can have the time to line up a shot, and it one-hit kills infiltrators to the head, which is nice. And it also, you know, is about a 2-hit body shot, even through nano weave, if you're close range on any other target. So it is useful, but if you're in a big fight and then you pull out your sidearm to finish someone, you're going to do better with any other pistol besides the crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you miss with that first shot, you're done.
Yeah.
As I found out many times. That's another reason why I went back to using the Commissioner. Because I'm not a good shot.
Commish. All right. Cloak improvements.
Cloak improvements. So, as Mustarde kind of hinted at before, there have been some improvements to the cloaking. So, reduce the visibility when moving in all states, except for sprinting. The visibility will now transition faster when changing from one movement state to another. The example used is that cloaked players will now reach the lower visibility state faster after they stop moving, like Mustarde said earlier. They also fixed a bug that was sometimes preventing the cloak visibility state from updating correctly. So a lot of times when you'd enter a crouch state, you'd kind of have to move slightly a little bit to reach the lowest visibility setting. You should not have to do that any longer. So just some improvements and some bug fixes to make cloaking much better for the infiltrators.
Yeah, it's a good change. But there's still some bugs out there with the cloak. The one that bugs me the most is where if you are reloading and you try to cloak up real quick in the middle of a reload, sometimes it'll decloak you, which gets me killed all the time.
Yeah,
That's
for CQC, I could definitely see that being a major problem.
Yeah, it happens to me when I'm using my SMG or my scout rifle, where I'm running, I empty the magazine, reload and cloak at the same time, and try to take cover, and it decloaks you. So that's been in the game for about 10 months now.
Wow.
All right.
Somebody needs to get on that.
EMP grenades. I know this is the new hotness for all infiltrators because EMP grenades will now destroy the following enemy explosives. And it even works through cover. So you can now destroy tank mines, personal mines, C4, place motion spot tools, detect tool sensor, including the crossbow bolts, and spawn beacons with the EMP grenades. So get them. I know I put them back on my infiltrator.
Get them.
I mean, they're kind of great now.
It's a good way to
I've
figure
been
out
using them anyways because it
I hadn't
takes
been.
out the shields, and if you're like ever trying to breach a room, with a big group of people and they're like just camped out in there, toss those suckers and you'll see you got like the room get pushed really quick.
It does help having people's shields down. There's no doubt, as well as everyone else being freaked out. All right.
Yeah, I use it on all my loadouts now. Standard.
It's good.
I always use it anyways, but I love the change. That's awesome.
Yeah. Also, if you're trying to make Stalker Cloak work, carry an EMP, throw it on a group of people, and then your crossbow is a one-hit kill.
Boom.
That's how you do it.
Nice. Alrighty. So next one we have is dark light flashlights. All flashlights are now dark lights. You can see infiltrators better, but not by much, in my opinion. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this Mustarde? I still don't use flashlights in play, so I prefer laser sights over flashlights pretty much.
Yeah, I don't actually use it myself, but I know a lot of infiltrator players were kind of upset about this, but quite frankly, when you look at how powerful Stalker Cloak is, I think they had to put this in the game because, you know, the Stalker Cloak, if you're crouched and sitting still, no one will find you. Not on radar, not by looking at you. They had to put something in the game. So
I think it's one of those. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't like it, but I think it has to be there.
I think it's one of those things that that's an idea people had been throwing out on how to make flashlights useful for a few months now, at least.
I can tell you I've seen a heck of a lot more flashlights.
It came out at the right time with the Stalker Cloak, that's for sure.
Yeah.
A lot more people are using them.
That's all I have to say about it is I don't like it, but I think it's necessary for design and balance purposes. So I think most people they're using it now, but I think it'll kind of cool down over time because the other attachments are more useful.
Even after seeing it being the hotness in the new patch, I see very few people with it. I see some, but it's only on rare occasion when you know that there's an infiltrator around and people are having a hard time finding them. I think it's a direct counter to Stalker, which is exactly what you just said. So
yeah,
I think it's necessary. I can imagine it being kind of a pain in the ass for infiltrators, but I think that's the point. So I don't know what else to say other than that. I think it's necessary, but otherwise, now my new favorite thing is squad boosts. So all heroic boosts and alpha squad boosts give everybody. So I'll read this out. The self-buff portion of the squad XP boost is now 50% up from 30%. So all squad XP boosts now buff the squad's XP gain by 5% per boost. So everybody in the squad, and it does stack, we tested this, everybody in the squad that has a heroic or alpha boosts the squad by 5% extra on top of their regular boosts. So welcome to crap loads of XP if you have people in your outfit that stock up on major boosts. And that only applies, guys, again, to Alpha Squad and Heroic boosts. Heroic 3-month or 6-month boosts.
That's badass.
That's amazing.
You can tell if somebody in your squad is using them to stack them all up because they'll have a little up arrow next to on the right side of their name in your squad.
I wonder if people are having elitist squads where they only allow the boost, or they'll replace someone without a boost with someone who has it.
I've seen it already starting to happen.
Well, and with good reason.
Heck yeah. Help all the people. If you get a full 12 with everybody who's using them.
Was it 5 times 12 is 60%?
It's crazy.
60% extra XP period on top of your people in your outfit. Although you have to minus your 2 or yourself at least. So whatever, 55%.
I'm going to start running open squads in game and kick people who don't have the squad boost.
Only heroic boosts allowed.
Only heroic boosts allowed. And that's what I'm going to title it. Heroic Boost Squad. Deringer's Heroic Boost Squads. Look for that in game.
Oh, of course you have to throw your name into it.
Hell yeah. Well, you can do Noxx's. And Adam's can do Torkz.
And that's the Prince of Purple, King Pompous.
Exactly. Thank you.
King Pompous. All right, amp station changes. So layout adjustments to Zervin and Dahaka. Adjusted Dahaka to provide more cover in vehicle bays. Adjusted Zervin walls to provide more visual awareness inside the base. So basically they lowered the walls, which are nice. Actually, I prefer it with the lowered walls. There's too many walls. Previously, I think with the lowered walls, it actually looks better. WDS season changes. WDS preseason changes. I apologize. It's not a season yet, guys. It's preseason. So WDS beta changes. So they changed scoring values based on preseason feedback. Small outposts, you now have capture. The 8 is the most, depending on how long they've held it. Defend on a small outpost is 25 at its max. Large outposts, capture, hold, and defend values scale from 4 to 16, so they're all stale across the board. And then biolabs are 32 at its max for defend and capture. Tech plants are capture and hold up to 32 for tech plants and amp stations. Defend up to 50 at max for amp stations and tech plants. So, in short, basically what I've seen with these changes is it takes people a shitload longer to get their WDS points, because in order to prepare for someone to defend, the only time you can really use it to your advantage if you cheese it. Otherwise, most of the time people are still just capping, doing their normal thing. It's just taking longer. So, people do drop back and do defend more, but I don't think it has quite the quite the intended backlash or intended feedback that that SOE was intending. I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? As you've seen it?
Nope.
What does that mean?
What does nope mean? It means I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Sorry, I guess it could have been the response to the question.
All right, Mark, Mustarde, or Deringer, Mustarde.
Silence.
All right, good feedback. All right, next thing we're going to go into is balance changes.
All right, cool. Yeah, tank mines are smaller now. Isn't that something that people asked for a long time ago?
They need to be. They were so big. It was obnoxious.
Yeah, so they're smaller. That's cool. Coyote missiles, the decoy flares now prevent coyote missiles from locking on. And there was also something else about blast radius or something. And the Hornet missiles, the projectile speed increased.
They increased the blast radius for Hornet missiles because they're...
What? No, they didn't do that. They decreased the blast radius for Coyote. Didn't I say projectile speed was increased?
Yeah, you did. I'm sorry. I was misreading what you're saying.
Man, oh man. All right, Tomcat missiles. And you can now switch weapons once it's been locked, and it will maintain the lock. So that's good. You can switch to your nose gun. And all the new ESF nose guns had their projectile speed increased to bring them in line with some Vanu 1. And the ESF racer frames, all of them had their cruising speed bonuses increased. The TR1 less than the Vanu and NC ones.
Other balances include the underbarrel grenade launcher. The direct damage was increased for primarily use against maxes and other armor. The semi-auto scout rifles, this would be the Shadow, the HSR-1, and the Noxx. They had their minimum damage increased up to 80, and they had their velocities increased. NC and TR had theirs increased a little bit lower than the VS1 because of no bullet drop on the VS1. Moving on to miscellaneous changes, there was an audio pass on the rocket launchers, so you should be able to hear them from further out, and they should also be a little more distinct on their sounds. Next up, some bug fixes. Not going to read them all. We just pulled our 4 favorite ones out. Fixed a case where lock-on projectiles would ignore terrain. Explosives will now blow up deployables and other explosives. Bug was fixed that was often causing explosives to do partial damage. It should be more consistent across the board. And finally, there was a fix for healing grenades. Sometimes they weren't functioning at all. Who the hell is using healing grenades, I ask? How would they know they're not working?
You know what I know it's not working?
I've seen one once in a blue moon.
Yeah. You know I know it's not working? Gauge shield diffuser. You got to pre-blow it, guys. When you pull a gauge shield diffuser, blow it right after you get it.
Cut that out for after show, Tom.
Yeah,
You gotta pre-blow it. Give it a little foreplay.
You gotta pre-blow the GST. If you don't, it's no good. It doesn't go off when you're supposed to. So make sure.
Just go on, please. We're just going down the rabbit hole here.
All right. So Hotfix on February 14th. Hotfix went in, fixed the squad boost effect of being interrupted by respawn. Basically, the squad boost bonuses are being screwed up. Secondary cert grant to all access members who do not get their certs granted over the last couple weeks. I think I got like 300 something. I don't know about you guys.
I didn't even know what I got.
Yeah.
There was no pop-up for it, no nothing.
I did a 4 and after against the my character on the beta character site, so the 300 something, I think, as well as remembering.
I just wasn't paying attention.
I don't even know.
Known issues. Looks like we have some network issues between the data centers that cause Woodman, Ceres, Miller, and Cobalt to have an increase in memory usage. We've worked on resolving this as quickly as we can. Players may experience frequent server crashes.
Oh my god, they are.
Enjoy that view.
Never seen so much hate on the servers, especially people on Miller.
Oh, yeah.
I guess
I've
it
heard
crashed in
from
prime
you.
time and then came right up and crashed an hour later, and people were just losing their shit.
Not happy. Not happy.
Doesn't surprise me that people lose their shit over that.
Community briefing.
Attention, soldiers! Get your butts in here for this week's community briefing.
All right, first up on Community Briefing this week, we're going to talk about Command Center, everybody's favorite show starring Matt Higbee and T-Ray. This week, they started off the show with a quick WDS discussion, and they played the video, and I realized that was the first time I saw the whole thing. Next up, T-Ray did a quick interview with someone named Bass Buster, and apparently he is the premier Player Studio person. He has raked in over $12,000 via the Player Studio, making helmets and camo.
Man, I think Arctorn's in the chat. How do you feel about that, Arctorn?
Arctorn is in the chat.
That's rough, man. That's some good money. He might be able to buy a Dodge Stratus.
He could buy a Chevy Aveo, maybe.
The good thing for him, though, he did say that he's a student, so he goes to school during the day and then comes home and spends a couple hours each day designing new items.
If I made $12,000 as a student, I would have been a fucking boss on campus.
Be at the bar.
Throwing like the best parties with all the fucking hottest chicks.
Hells yeah.
You put the last 2 weeks of us to shame, like in the matter of like 10 minutes. It's amazing. Oh, dude.
Next up, they had Clint Worley on. He is the executive producer of PlanetSide 2 on the PS4. He really didn't say much except that there's still no release date for PS2 on the PS4. So he was just kind of on there.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. And then they jumped to T-Ray's secret project. And they showed a video of a new PlanetSide 2 themed car that he's working on. And that he has been working on for the past 2 months. And this is a car in real life, guys, not a car for in-game.
It is. I talked to him about this on the phone on his birthday, actually.
What kind of car is it?
He has a G35.
What brand
Infinity
is it?
G35.
Okay,
It's
I knew
like
it was
the
Infinity.
350Z clone, basically.
All right.
It was interesting.
Pretty sweet.
He put some Loyal Soldier camo on it, the black one. Not Loyal Soldier. What's the 1 year anniversary one that we got? The black one? The black and gray.
Yeah.
He said that he spent $600 alone to put that on the hood and the roof.
What?
The wrap? Like a vinyl wrap?
A vinyl wrap.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jeez.
He also wants to get the license plate F2P FPS, free to play FPS.
Is it available?
I don't know if it's available or not, but he says that's the license plate.
Someone take it. You only have to sit in the DMV line in San Diego for 4 hours.
Jeez, enjoy that.
My sister did that the other day. She was in the DMV in San Diego for 4 fucking hours.
Oh my gosh.
Next up, they flashed to their couch guest this week. They were 2 guys from MMO Attack. Head over to the MMO Attack website, guys, because they are having a contest giving away some shirts and some mouse pads that are signed by Higbee and T-Ray. Higbee signed it's the big Vanu Sovereignty mouse pad that we got, that they had at SOE Live that I have on my desk right now. But Higbee signed it. Fuck Vanu, Matt Higbee.
Why would he say that? He plays with Jank most of the time. He plays VS.
He plays
most of the
TR
time.
most of the time now, actually.
Yeah, I've seen him in plenty of VS lately. Killed him a couple times. I don't buy that.
All right, next up, quick QA. They answered a bunch of different questions, but what I pulled out, somebody asked about flamethrowers. He said maybe those will appear in the Max update, but gave no definite of when there'll be a Max update. They did hint that there's a new air vehicle in development, and we may see it as early as next month. And then the last thing I took away is Higbee said the first part of the mission system will be released later in February. It will be a very basic version, just the framework to direct players around, with maybe some limited squad leader interaction. But I was surprised that it would be coming so quickly, since this is the first that I've heard that it would be out in February.
They're really knocking that stuff out. It's good.
Is it maybe... Didn't, Malorn talk about using that for new players, too? Could it be, the new player aspect of the mission system?
That's exactly what it is. It's mostly just to direct players to do different things, and then potentially with some squad leader interaction as well. And then there'd be 2 more phases on top of that over the next couple of months. But I mean, looking at my calendar, that means that has to come out next Thursday, because that's when the next patch is going to be after the Amrish one on the 20th. Because I can't imagine they're going to drop Amrish and mission system.
Why not?
Maybe. Well, because we've heard nothing about the mission system till now. A definitive that would be out anytime soon.
They only got 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, that's my point. And I think they're going to take up all their time with Amrish next week. We're not going to see much else besides that.
Okay. Well, knock out the community. No. We got some more. So sorry.
You guys want to talk about this T-Ray post?
It sounded kind of funny.
Knock it out.
I don't know. It's getting late.
I think you were talking about his car. Why not? He obviously cares more about his car than making stuff for the game.
All right. There was a post on Reddit this week, and it was titled "Suck It Up, TR, You've Got a Hat." And someone on Twitter had asked T-Ray why the TR Infiltrator armor was just a recoloration of existing armor that was already in the game. And he explained that they can't get everything into the game all at once. Things take time. And then he ended it by saying, but besides, TR got a hat and the other 2 factions didn't. So a lot of people took that poorly, I think is the best way to say it. They said a lot. I was actually very surprised. And the reason I'm bringing up this post is because I was really surprised with the absolute number of people who were kind of mad at T-Ray and dissatisfied with how he is running things in the art department. And if it was just one person, I would have disregarded the post altogether. But I mean, we're talking 30 people easily in this Reddit post dislike T-Ray. They're unhappy with how he's handling public relations, how he's handling art direction for PlanetSide 2. Multiple people said that he's lazy, he's a hypocrite, and he's only interested in money.
I want to repeat something real quick just so I can wrap my head around this. So there's a bunch of haters in the PlanetSide 2 community. That is the first I've ever heard that, and that hurts me deeply. I thought that everybody in this community was very positive. No one ever hates on anyone.
I'm going to join him if ReachCast doesn't get into the game. I'm going to join those 30 people.
Like how you're threatening it. It's nice.
31.
31
people.
ReachCast.
I know some people in the community act like someone pissed in their Cheerios every morning, but this is really the first time I've heard this kind of comments directed directly at T-Ray.
He's a blunt guy, but I don't know what he really...
He's easy to hate because he's blunt.
I guess.
I think he's blunt about what he says. If people hate him, they hate him. There's always going to be a percentage of people that hate.
I'm still waiting for my NC helm. Never came, and now that the Player Studio's out, it probably never will.
All right. Well, you're basically a hater too, so let's keep going.
No, I think it's fine. They got a freaking helmet.
Tell me you've got a helmet.
Look,
shit.
I'm in agreement with T-Ray here.
Look, he's too busy building his car. He doesn't have time for you. This is why ReachCast's not getting in the game either.
ReachCast to get in the game, I got to be on T-Ray's side here.
It's not getting in the game because he's too busy working on his car, making money.
No.
He's gonna put ReachCast on the side of his car.
ReachCast's going to be on his car.
You know, the funny thing is,
decal that he uses.
when I saw those comments saying that he's only interested in money, all I could think is when the time he called me out in the show and said I better buy some station cash so he can feed his kids.
So I can put my $600 vinyl wrap on my car's hood.
Because you were bitching about the price of something or something.
I'm sure I was.
You hadn't paid for like any of your membership.
Thierry walks out of his house, is eating like a gold bowl. He's eating his Cheerios out of, and he's like, puts like $3,000 car. He's like, let's throw some more money at it. No problems.
All right, let's go to community question.
Yeah, community question of the week. All right, last week we asked you guys, what information should outfit recruiting tool when out contain, or the outfit recruiting tool? I cannot talk today. All right. Ugh. And pretty good response, and a lot of, kind of what you'd expect, a description of the outfit, the name, et cetera, et cetera. There were some that stuck out to me that I liked, and that was the ability to flag an outfit as new player friendly. Thought that was probably a pretty good tidbit of information to have there because it's simple and useful. A size classification, their example is like 50 is small, very small, less than 200 small, less than 500 medium, less than 800 large, less than 1,000 is very large. Or greater than, sorry, I said less than for all those. Wait.
That's
greater
than written less than.
Having a hard time.
It is written less than.
The first one, it should have been 50 or less.
Yeah.
And then 200 or less, 500 or less, et cetera, et cetera.
I read it the way I'm looking at it, and then afterwards, anyways, you get the idea. And then there were like any VoIP, age, BR requirements, which is something you could stick into a quick blurb, like a little free paragraph. So
yeah,
that's
Time Loot says look at the roadmap for the basically for a question. They put out a good picture of what it's going to look like for the initial recruitment stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
Louis actually sent it to us in an email as well, so we're going to include that in a link in the show notes.
That doesn't mean we still can't ask and give other ideas.
No, it's fine. I think there's also ideas in his email. I'm just saying that people are mentioning the roadmap post in the chat room, so we'll mention it in the show notes.
There was one post that you forgot to mention. I believe someone mentioned that the outfit recruiting tool should include the win-loss ratio on Community Clash.
Oh gosh.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Do you want to guess who put that one up there?
Oh,
Ender?
No.
No.
True.
They were the stars this week on Community Clash.
Oh, all right. That gives me my answer. All right.
So, anyways, this week, what do you guys think? Do you guys have any different ideas that we didn't talk about?
Oh man, I like the breakdown of what you already said, and we have a couple emails that'll break it down as well. Aside from that, I think you should have the logo, which I think is already in there. I think you should also have basically. Well, I mean, if you look at the breakdown of the pick, you have what kind of outfit they are, competitive or casual. You can say their outfit size or their BR size, and then I think they even have stuff about what kind of stuff they're looking for. So it has everything there. I can't think of anything extra that needs to be added.
I like the new player friendly flag.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's a pretty good one. I haven't looked at the picture, but it didn't sound like it had it there based on what you said, and I think that's a pretty important one. And it's simple.
Yeah, you don't want too much information. You want a new player to be able to look at a list of outfits and just kind of see a simple layout of what options are out there. And what I think would be nice is if they had each outfit list recruiting officers, and it would kind of like flag them that those recruiting officers are online or not. So you could like look at an outfit and see, oh, this person's online. I can chat with them about the outfit.
It's a good idea. People to reach out to.
Yeah, I used to play EVE Online, and that's what they did at the end before I quit playing. They had a thing where you could look up an outfit, and you could submit a list of people who were recruiters, and it would only show people who were online as recruiters. And so you could find those people and chat with them right away.
That's a good idea.
That's a real good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I'm finding as the game matures. A lot of the original outfit creators or leaders have disappeared, and sometimes you kind of have trouble finding out who's actually leading a particular outfit.
Cool. All right.
You know,
This week's question. We're moving on. I'm making us move on.
All right.
Do you like Stalker Cloak or not? Very simple.
I really like your presentation of that question. That was really well done.
Was I pretty enthusiastic about it and very like, you know?
Do you like Stalker Cloak or not? Tell us.
Yes, I like Stalker Cloak. No, I don't.
Hey guys, do you like the Stalker Cloak? Tell us why.
Flavor Wily Flea Mar 2 man.
I think
No, that was Gary the
importantly-
Galaxy.
More importantly, do you like Stalker Cloak is both the victim of it and as the perpetrator of said stalker cloaking?
I'm imagining everybody that's a victim of like, this is great. Why don't they put more of this in the game? This is great.
Maybe I can get farmed in the warp gate too.
Sounds great. All right. Let's go on to Community Clash.
Prepare yourselves! This is the PlanetSide 2 Community Clash.
Alrighty, Community Clash this week. For the US, we have Future Crew versus Sex, Drugs, and Lasers. That is F Crew versus Zaps. For the EU this week, we had Mercenaries, MCY versus Outfit 418, and they are just 418. Both of those are up on Twitch, and they're also up on YouTube now, from what I've been told. So check out the PlanetSide 2 Community Clash YouTube channel. It's exactly the way I said it, PlanetSide 2 Community Clash. It's our new YouTube channel, and we have a lot of help from Steel Dragon. He's also helping loading a lot of stuff up, and our EU crew did a great job casting this week, as well as our US crew.
Not only did they do a great job casting, but the Mercenaries versus Outfit 418 match was really good. It's probably one of the best competitive matches I've ever watched.
Overall, it was very entertaining. I have to
Watching esports is very
I don't watch a lot of esports, so you guys know me saying that kind of means something.
No, I think it was a great match. I think
It was enjoyable to watch.
A lot of entertainment value. That is true. That is absolutely true.
Can I ask you guys a quick question?
Absolutely.
How many more preseason matches are you planning?
We have, so this is 217 today. We have 219 and 226 are the last two preseason matches, and then the real season starts at 3-5.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. So the preseason was kind of delayed. We had some complications with the SOE, so we're doing what we can to have people be able to play matches before the season to work out bugs and kinks, just for people to have fun. I mean, it's the point of the show. So we're doing 2 more for the month of February, and we're starting the actual season March 5th. So good luck on that, guys. We're going to kick out the new calendar probably after this Wednesday to make sure all the teams are aware when their play dates are.
Are there going to be naked girls in this calendar?
And you said you were tired. All right.
Yeah.
The good.
I do want to say real quick, though, I was in Community Clash back under the old rules, and then I recently got to participate again. And you guys have come a long way. The format, the battle flow, it's I think we have a really exciting season coming up. This is probably the best effort I've seen to do something competitive using the existing maps that we have and the Lattice link. It went really smoothly when BWC fought Dasanfall, so I'm excited for the regular season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. I know that a lot of the competitive community helped out with some of the rules that we've kind of we've worked on refining them. So I'm really looking forward to. Oh, sorry, LL Ninja, they're not up on YouTube yet. They are up on our Twitch on ReachCast, the ReachCast Twitch channel.
The ReachCast Twitch channel that he's in right now.
Yeah, if they're not,
that one,
they'll be up on YouTube shortly. There's a lot of post production stuff that goes into them. So I'm sorry if they're not up yet. We have, just so you guys know, for Community Clash, we put in a fair amount of time to make it work, and we do have our hiccups. And I apologize for those of you out there that have dealt with our hiccups with testing rules or last minute communications. That's I take as much fault as anyone else for that. We have 5 to 6 people that work full time on the show when we do it, as well as plenty of post production being done as rules, everything else being finalized, organization of the events, everything else. So for everyone here in the community playing on that, I hope that we do you guys good, do you guys right for this, and enjoy. I hope you guys do, and check out the season when it comes up. It'll be on the PlanetSide 2 Twitch channel, so enjoy. That being said, we're going to go on to the good, the bad, and the OP.
Have another drink on me, soldier.
Okay, thank you kindly.
If you can look hard enough past all the death and all the sorrow, there are good things. You must remember that we will overcome. The good, the bad, and the overpowered.
All right. My good, the Olympics and Olympic hockey. Yes, I love the Olympics. I think Winter Olympics is one of the best things, and it's fantastic. So I've been watching a lot of that. Because I've been watching a lot of that, I haven't played any video games, hardly at all. Anyone who saw me on Steam playing Space Engineers today for like 30 minutes was watching the tutorial video, and that's it. I haven't played very many video games, so usually I don't play PlanetSide because of League of Legends. Now it's because of the Olympics. So I'm tired because of waking up at 6 a.m. to watch hockey, but it's awesome and worth it.
It's a lot of figure skating. You gotta get watching, right?
I have watched a bit of the figure skating. Not all of it.
Figure skating's the bomb, dude.
Dude, anything Olympics is fantastic because there's no other time that you watch someone like coming down a mountain on skis, as an example, like not expected to medal, and then this girl who's had 9 knee surgeries flies down this mountain and suddenly has a gold medal, and you see like just this like rush of emotion flow over people, and I love it. I think it's fantastic to watch.
I do agree. I think the Olympics are amazing. I think they need to include more sharks, but that's about it.
All I know is that we were watching. The TV was on yesterday, and my wife turned it on just as the women's cross country relay was finishing, and she just said, "God, look at that woman's thighs," because they were huge.
Oh my God!
Well, yeah.
So, Olympic skiing women and a lot of the Olympic women are super hot. And I might have been watching for that too.
Now I understand. Okay.
No,
now I understand why you're watching.
I love watching just like
women.
Some of the curling women. Oh my God.
Yeah. I love how you it's not at all the reason. They're like, you circle right back around to it. It's curling women.
Totally circled back around to it. No, but like speed skating's great. Just anything where you can lose by a 100th of a second, I think is.
I agree, Elo, and then just shark wrestling. That needs to be in the next Olympics.
In the ice.
In the ice. Like underwater shark wrestling.
They have to kill a shark, then chop their way out.
All they get is a knife. One knife versus a great white shark.
All right, I'm going to bring this back around to game-related stuff. So my good for the week was I was happy with the points refund and correction for the World Domination Series. I was kind of miffed when I logged in and had lost all the points I had earned. So I didn't think they needed to bump me to 1,999 points, but hey, I'll take it. So I was happy with that. My bad this week, I'm going to say it, it was Community Clash.
All right. You want to go on with that, or you just want to leave it?
Do you really want me to, or you just want me to just leave it at that?
You can leave. I don't give a shit.
You can be brief.
Tell us why. I
don't think most people probably even know why. So just go on real quick if you want.
Anybody who watched the match knows that Zaps through the match, and for the first half it was absolutely unwatchable show and terrible. They did pick it up in the second half, but it still kind of tainted the entire match, and wasn't fair for Future Crew. So I was disappointed in it, and that's why, like I said, the EU one was much more enjoyable. So if you only have time to watch one Community Clash event this week, go watch the EU one.
It was a pretty good match, EU side. All right. My good for the week. It started learning air from Juxie at FedEx. So I've never really been into doing air ESF wise and learning how to air fight. I guess it's a very steep learning curve to get into that group, but I'm starting to learn. It's probably going to take me a long time. I really suck at the reverse maneuver right now, and I'm crashing into crap inadvertently constantly. So I need to get some Mater, like reverse mirrors, so I can see. And I'll have to see. No one probably got that joke. The another good for the week is for the first time in a while, I actually got to shoot someone that I see in the chat every once in a while, and that was Mass BTS. So we show up, I shoot him, and I enjoyed myself. And then he shot me, and then everyone was happy. So
what a riveting story.
That will be one for the books, no doubt. My bad for the week is that the new WDS changes have left me, I think I'm at 600 points, and I played more than I played to get 2,000 points the week before. I guess that's the point to a certain extent, but it's making it rough to get those points.
Do you think that encourages people to like farm more, like play to farm the points more and exploit more? Since it's harder.
I don't know. All I know is that I'm strongly doubting that I'm going to be able to get to 2,000 points before Friday. There's no way. And I play a fair amount each week. You know, I'm not anybody crazy. This isn't my whole life, but I don't know, 12 hours a week. That's 15.
That's pretty good.
I would have if it weren't hot girls flying down mountains.
And we're back to the Olympics.
Honestly, since the change, I haven't really cared about WDS points personally.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of my outfit feels the same way.
Well, after you realize that you got 10 single-use camos that you were never going to use.
that too.
I'm being told in the chat room I'm just bad. He's already got his 2,000 points, which basically to me means that you sat at a biolab and farmed WDS points. Good for you. You're a failure at life.
Jeez,
wow.
So mean.
No need to get so personal with somebody.
Agan, don't listen to him. We got your back.
Joking.
Torkz
is man, he's smashed.
Torkz is a retard.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't met him.
The quote from chat.
Oh, that's rough. All right. Basically, yeah, I am pretty bad, apparently. I knock out my WDS
You're Terra
points.
bad, dude.
Terra bad. I haven't got my WDS points. I tried some, but I am not getting them, so I fail at life. Mustarde.
Why don't you just uninstall the game and quit the podcast already?
I'm going to off myself.
We're bringing Mustarde in full
I'll
time.
cut the stream right now.
You know, it took somebody with balls like Agan to really call you out finally. It's like the T-Ray Reddit post.
More than happy to admit I'm horrible at this game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Dead to me.
Oh boy. So see if I can save this. So my good for the week, the infill update, obviously, it's like playing a new game. And the Stalker Cloak, I had some hilarious moments with my outfit mates where we had 8 of us sitting on a point, perfectly invisible, with about 5 maxes looking for us, and they couldn't find us anywhere. We just sat still, and they couldn't flip the point. They couldn't figure out where we were. And every time they left and their engineers left, we'd flip the point back. So that was pretty funny. Yeah, I work with like a whole squad of infiltrators in BWC, so we've been having a blast this week. And then my other good is new Amerish. I cannot wait for it to come out. I went on test server on Amerish for the first time this last weekend, and the bases are unreal. And yeah, I'd seen screenshots, but to actually go there and play for a little bit, it's exciting. And I think we will finally get off Indar once this gets released.
Did you have the same reaction I did when you saw the Ascent?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what reaction you had, but
Torkz, did you clip my reaction?
Oh, no.
Maybe I shouldn't agree with that, but
here we go.
You probably don't want to.
No, it's all right. Here we go. Oh, it failed. Hold on. Let's keep going with what you're saying.
Okay. And my other good for the week is being on the show. Thanks for having me, guys. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Have a great. We've known you for a while, and you've been listening to the show, and you obviously are a big infiltrator guy. So why not? Let's talk.
Yeah. Are you going to SOE Live?
Probably not. I'd have to take off work for that, which probably not going to happen.
Which is what we all will be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we go back to us having no lives.
It's worth it.
It is worth it.
I would love to. Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
I'd like to do this review real quick. So I don't have enough time to do WDS, and I'm horrible at getting my 2,000 points, but I will waste a week going to Vegas to talk with people in this community. So
I get drunk. Don't lie.
Get drunk.
It is a lot of fun for anybody that hasn't gone to NetSuite Live before. It's a lot of fun. Check it out.
I can't wait to go back to Burger.
Oh, that was fun. That was a good. Dude, that was a great burger. That was a great burger.
Best burgers I've ever had.
I do. Hold on here. That's Tom's response to Amherst revamp. So
no, specifically the Ascent.
The Ascent, yeah. All right.
And then my bad for the week. For those of you who aren't aware, it's pretty bad being on Matherson TR these days.
I bet.
22% primetime server population.
I was on Matherson the other day as I was logging in as my alts, and I have a TR Matherson now logged in. I was like, oh, screw this. I was like, the whole con is just VS everywhere all the time.
Every base I spawn in is just being spawn camped by Mag Riders and Liberators and Deringer and...
I have never killed you, don't lie. Never killed you.
You haven't?
I don't think so.
All right, well,
yeah, he has.
I spend my time heal when I play with Vax.
He was texting me about it the other day. He's like, "I just killed
That's not true.
Like
when
3 times."
When I play with Vax, my kill death ratio goes in the toilet because all I do is play medic, and I'm the crazy guy who runs out in the middle of the firefight and starts rezzing people.
That's what your res grenades for, or do you use?
Well, I use them all.
I was gonna say I thought you were using the healing grenade.
I haven't gotten to the last rank of Grenade Bandolier yet. Because it's a new character.
Urge Matherson and Watterson, in my opinion. I think you would level out some of that.
Why? There's a ton of VS on Watterson too.
There is, but prime time you get a lot of TR on Watterson as well. So
yeah, it's been pretty bad, and it's been that way for about a month and a half now. So it just gets worse and worse each week. We have VS outfits re-rolling TRs just to help us out, but it's not enough. I mean, it's just not.
Why don't you team up with the NC and stop attacking the NC?
That's not right.
That's not going to happen.
Gotta fight the fight.
And my other bad for the week is because I'm on the show, I have nothing to listen to on my commute. So
that's not true.
A drag.
That's not true. You can still listen to it.
I guess I could, but
I'll add a little thing at the end for you, and I don't know what it'll be. I'll make it a surprise. I'll Enya or something. It'd be great.
All right, mailbag time.
All
right, mailbag time. It is.
Oh, it's a perfect morning. Great timing. The mailman's just coming.
Morning. Here's the mail. Big bag. See you later.
Must be in a hurry to get away. Very strange. What's the sticking sound? Going to take a look here in this bag of mail. Oh no.
Now you just open the ReachCast mailbag.
Oh boy. C4 everywhere. First email we have is from Novocaine.
And you're going to read it instead of me, I guess.
No.
Oh, well, you started it.
No.
Okay. Novocaine, first email. He just responds to a community question. He tells us some things he would like to see in the outfit recruitment, contact info, name of leaders and officers, description, play style such as infantry, air, or balanced, external URL link, and communication tool used like TS or whatnot, how to apply, what they're looking for, that sort of thing. So just a community question response. He said he would like to see search tables, so an ability to quick search outfits with some criteria like numbers of players online. So, yeah.
I liked his outfit of the week idea, too.
Outfit of the week?
Yeah, it's like you put them on sale, kind of like item of the day.
Put them on sale.
Sell new people into them, and then they are conscripted.
How would you do that without people blaming favoritism, though?
You wouldn't.
So if you really want to make some money, basically outfits have to buy their spot on the board for people to look at them.
Okay, let's not.
Maybe they should talk to T-Ray about that. I hear it's all about the money.
Might be able to pay for his card.
It's all he cares
It's all about
about.
the money. All right. Next up, we had an email from Sonny. He says, "Dear ReachCast, been listening to you guys for over a year now, and your episodes are getting better and better." He says, "I heard your lore discussion during Community Clash last week and thought you might be interested in my lore video series. I've just finished 4 videos in which I narrate the official backstory and then the unofficial history that I wrote to fill in the 175-year gap in the official lore from the arrival on Araxis to the outbreak of war. All the videos are narrated over the PlanetSide 2 soundtrack and relevant images and videos." He then goes on to ask us a question. Actually, they're pretty cool, too. If you are interested in the lore, we'll include a link so you guys can check that out. His question to us, though, is do you think SOE should add more lore to the game, or should lore come from players? Would it add more depth? Maybe do you think people would even care? Do you guys want to take a shot at that?
I don't think people would even care.
I think some people would, and I think that if you're going to draw new players in, having that kind of helps with immersion to a certain extent. And I know I'm biased because we're a player created, and we produce multiple player created pieces of content for the PlanetSide 2 community, but I would say that the lore should be player created to a certain extent. And I think that you have so much good quality out there in the player base that you should take what they have and pick out the best of it and fill out your timeline. That'd be my suggestion, but I don't think that's how it's going to go.
I tend to agree with you.
I think, SOE does such a great job with interacting with their community and giving them feedback and interacting with them. I just don't see why you wouldn't leverage that to do it. But obviously, like I said,
because no one cares about lore.
Well, have we ever tried to like?
Some people do, some people don't.
Yeah, I think
most people don't.
I would say
throwing it out there. This is an FPS, not an RPG.
Let's say you're probably right, Thomas.
Very few people could give less of a crap about why they're fighting on Araxis.
I think you're probably right to a certain extent that a lot of people don't care about the lore. But
I think more people don't than do, and I think we just leave it at that.
Yeah. Although a lot of people love to, say, like praise Vanu or something like that. So they may not care about the lore, but they like having identity of their faction. If a lore can give more identity to your faction, then, you'll see. I see people talking about bonus checks and NC yell chat all the time. Just little things like that. So
that's actually a good point.
So if your lore can provide like valid smack talk, I think it should be included in the game.
VS have the Vanu Pope. What more do you need?
It's true.
So he answered that. Sonny answered the question saying he thinks a rich backstory could help with the lack of metagame by giving us more reason to fight for our faction. He does see that the priority is probably improving the game and adding content, so we won't see it anytime soon. He understands that, but still thinks it's a shame.
I think with the way, since this whole game is player-driven, content-wise, that the outfits that are currently in the game should be included in the lore, and it should be written week by week. And the outfits that die off are destroyed in like epic battles each week.
That's a lot of effort.
No, I totally agree. I'm just saying that'd be cool.
Elusive One in the chat room says, if it involved you getting stuff, you might care a little more about the lore.
No, because if you include outfits, you can't include all of them. And they're include outfits like Devil Dogs because they've existed forever. And everyone's going to be like, hey, you just favor the Devil Dogs. You just favor Laser Twilight.
My God.
I'm just telling you what it's going to be like if you do that.
I got to find something that rhymes with Tom. That's
Bomb.
Downer. Tom the Bomb. No, that sounds too positive.
All right, let's do the last email then.
Pretty awesome.
All right. Last email is from VS Derp. He says, well, it's VS Derp, a.k.a. Glorious Derp from Matherson, and wanted to share a memory I had with Musty, a.k.a. Mustarde. Well, I was on my ult, and I decided to squad with him. He was on top of a hill sniping. Surprise, surprise. And then Mustarde, being the intelligent Terran that he is, decided to slide down off the edge and hack a vehicle terminal. Once he hacked the terminal, he told me to get in his harasser that he just pulled. So I did it, and then a few minutes later, he crashed us into an NC armor column, and we died. Story over.
Actually, I remember that, and we lasted about 10 seconds. I pulled a Vulcan harasser, and I'm a terrible vehicle user, and I figured, well, a Vulcan's close range, right? So I drive right up to a Vanguard who pops his shield and like blows us up in 2 seconds.
Yeah. I heard somebody screaming in the chat. They were raging in the community class chat this week. I never heard so much bitching in my life. Well, just hit the I win button. Just hit the I win button. It's like, I must have heard that 100 times. I was like, oh my God, guys. I was like, let's lock down. Lock down from a distance, see what that does with AP rounds. Alrighty. That's it for Mailbag. That being said, I want to go through thank yous. Thank you, everyone in the chat room. We have a fair amount of people in the chat room this week. Thank you, Mass BTS, and the other guy that busted my balls halfway through the show. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. And let's see here. I think you...
Agan.
Definitely Agan.
Thank you, Agan. So let's not encourage everybody else next week to bust my balls. I will not give you thank yous. This is a 1 week time.
Yeah, you actually played and more ball busting went your way than my way.
It happens. It happens. I deserve it, I guess. I hate myself. The contact info for the show, ReachCastShow.com is our website. Go in there and use our Amazon link so that we can keep doing this show. Call us, 415-787-3224 with your Agans and your talk about the community question for the week. And would you prefer to have Higbee's hair or T-Ray's muscles / car?
It's not the community question.
Twitch for the week is this week.
You can't answer that question if you'd like.
Twitch.tv/ReachCast. And the show Twitter is at ReachCast Show. It's like it sounds. My Twitter is at Noxia.
I am at Torkz sucks at the game.
That's what I got to carry that on.
And as always, I'm at Torkz is a retard.
Both you guys.
That's what Agan said.
Smash this. All right. Thank you this week, as always, to Steve, Cliff, John, Janie, Boo, and Hamla for the support for the show. You guys doing the back end. And that's it for this week's show. I am probably going to go cry after the show.
Let's give one last thanks to our good buddy Mustarde. And you got some Twitter info.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm at the Mustarde. And thanks for having me, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was a great time, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for all the Infiltrator feedback and commentary.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Have a good week, everybody.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks.
On that note.
That's right, Sergeant. You made the call. All right, soldiers. You've done a great job here today. Let's get our stuff and get the hell out of here.